9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I ain't done this intro in a while, so I'm gonna leave that to Honey. I don't even remember what to say on here.
Wait, buzz, and welcome to this Wednesday edition. Happy Friday. Excuse me, Friday. I'm all over the place. I guess I shouldn't have done this intro.
Not only did she say Wednesday, didn't go to Friday, so she knew it. It was like on this Wednesday edition, Happy Friday. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Guys, I'm just recovering from being sick. I apologize. But yes, it is your favorite tag team on the internet here on Women's Wrestling Talk for this Friday edition for WWT Live. We are sorry we are so tardy to the party, but we are still here because we wanted to show up for y'all. There's a lot of things going on for wrestling, and we got to just talk about real quick and get through before the Honey Night SmackDown watch along tonight. And I'm always happy to be joined by my tag team partner. So
yes, indeed. She's sorry. I'm not sorry. Your councilman was not paid to be here today. So this is definitely, I'm doing this because my tag team partner asked, was someone else going to be here to do it? No one had the call. So I'm like, well, I can't just leave my tag team partner hanging. So let me stop what I'm doing with the constituents and be here for my tag team partner. That's it.
And you know what? Shout outs to you for stopping mid celebration because I know your constituents in Strattonville are running array because it is the birthday of the Queen of Strattonville, Miss Tiffany.
It is. It was a major parade that went down. You know, I just was able to get the glitter out of my hair and stuff like that. Like it was fantabulous in Tiffy Town. Okay, it was a celebration, but you know, I had to leave early because she's gonna be on SmackDown tonight, and like I said, my tag team partner needed my help, so we're gonna keep this. I don't know. We'll keep it quick. We do have some news. I pulled up some stuff that we could definitely talk about. But of course, we'll talk about first is the SmackDown preview. But to go along with the SmackDown preview, normally we have our producer from the future, Dylan, will take the SmackDown preview, Raw preview, even AEW, and he will post these clips onto social along with several other clips from the shows and stuff like that. Going through a difficult time right now, so if you are a supporter of WWT and you follow Dylan on Instagram, man, just shoot him a DM. Just say, hey, man, hey, brother, we're here with you. Hey, stay strong, and we are all supporting you right now, man. So shout out to our producer from the future, Dylan, man. Bless you, bro. Everything's gonna be okay, man.
Just here for you. We love you, Dylan.
Here for you, man. We love you over here, man. So, but yes, the SmackDown preview. Nothing's really happening tonight. So a whole lot of segments and 2 matches. So I guess this is the world that we live in. Cody Rhodes will be here doing something.
Whoa! Yeah.
About it and fireworks. So he's gonna test to make sure the fireworks are still working and the pyro is going well. Jacob Fatu will also be here on SmackDown. I guess he's going to be talking about exactly, you know, the events that occurred on Monday Night Raw after he brutally attacked his cousin, the Tribal Chief, and the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, as they are getting ready to clash at Backlash as well. We also have the debut of Ricky Saints. Not sure if that's going to be in-ring competition or if that's going to be a promo segment, but we will find out, as well as Blake Monroe, one of another editions of the call-ups from NXT, will also be in the building. Once again, not sure if it's going to be in a match or if they will be doing a promo segment or a vignette. Like Honey said, could be there and just doing a vignette, not sure, but they both will be there. But we do have 2 matches tonight, and it is on the women's side, thank God. JC Jane is back in action, and she is going to be taking on another multi-time women's champion, as JC Jane is going to go up against Charlotte Flair tonight. This is like, when I tell you, checking them off on the bingo card.
Oh, girl, climbing up that ladder.
Yeah, like I'm concerned. Like, well, then what you gonna do after this? Like, you done faced all the top people. Like, what's? But you know, We will see her in action, and then we also have the tag team titles on the line. Well, Paige and Nikki Bella will be defending the tag titles against the Bougie Bullies. I'm not calling them the Irresistible Forces. They are the Bougie Bullies.
We don't do that.
Yeah, they are the Bougie Bullies, and they will look to get their tag team titles back. Hopefully, they do. Would love for that to happen. Just by some kind of freak accident, it just goes back to them, so we can get Paige in singles action and have Brie Bella do whatever she wants. We also have shout out to everybody that's in the chat as well. So that is your SmackDown preview for tonight. But of course, you don't need to watch it alone, because I'm sure as you see Cody Rhodes give his boring ass promo, you're going to want to talk some crap with somebody. So why not join an awesome community with the Honey Night SmackDown that is going to be taking place in an hour and 7 minutes. You get to sit down with Honey. You get to sit down with the rest of the WWT fam, join in the chat, discuss, talk about what's going on with SmackDown. That way you don't have to be alone while you're enjoying some quality television. But Honey, is there anybody, anything, or anyone that you are looking forward to seeing tonight on SmackDown?
Well, considering that there is a lot going on, but we don't know exactly what's going on. I'm really excited to see Ricky Saints debut. I think I'm just as excited to see Charlotte Flair and JC Jane one-on-one. I think it's good just to throw JC Jane right into the fire. I think she's at a more comfortable space with herself, and she's more sure of herself, and she's put in the work from NXT and TNA and carrying the title, and completely graduating herself from those transitional champion comments and things that were said a couple years back. So she's definitely proved herself. So I'm excited to see her work with Charlotte, because Charlotte's always a great dance partner in some cases. And I want to know who Jacob Fatu was on the phone with, because there was something that surfaced just a while ago on socials that Jacob Fatu was talking to somebody after he had attacked our tribal chief, and kind of want to know who it is. I'm curious, all these phone calls and stuff. Where's this coming from? And he said, "I love you guys," specifically. So I couldn't help but wonder if he was talking to family or not, but maybe we'll find out tonight. Maybe we won't. But Jacob will be there tonight, and he also said in the video on socials that he will see the tribal chief on Monday. So I'm intrigued. Cody, same old shit. What do you want to talk about?
I mean, shit, hey, you want to talk about Jacob. Yeah. So we'll see exactly all that's going to happen. That's going to happen within the next 1 hour and 5 minutes. But again, we're going to move on to a little bit of other news here that's going on, and it still is involving SmackDown. Now, of course, SmackDown just can't get it together on whether they want to be a 3-hour show, 2-hour show, jump back to a 3-hour show, and now moving back to a 2-hour show. But people have been wondering exactly when will they return to 2 hours. And so we have found out that on May 29th, that will be the final 3-hour SmackDown. And then they will be jumping back into the 2-hour programming moving forward. So if you are watching the Honey Night SmackDown, if you're Honey and have to be doing this watch along, and for others that do watch along, you will have to endure 3 hours for at least the month of May. But after that, going into the summer, back to 2 hours. You get an hour back of your time to where you can process, take things in, make clips. But we are moving back to 2 hours, jumping into June, which is also great because that'll be off of the cusp of Clash in Italy. So I'm sure 2 hours will be way more jam-packed after the breakdown and the ramifications of what happens at Clash in Italy. Now, some other news as well. CM Punk has been in the news very frequently. Either it's about being the best in the world, having one of the greatest WrestleMania matches in the last 20 years, or defending his wife and pushing and shoving fans out of the way. And it comes to find out CM Punk is involved in a second fan altercation during WWE's WrestleMania 42 weekend. Reports are saying that according to TMZ Sports, they have audio from a fan who was in the lobby to meet the wrestlers. The fan is speaking Spanish in the audio, but spoke with the dispatcher via an interpreter. TMZ says CM Punk is clearly named in the audio in Spanish. The fan claims that he was trying to get an autograph from Punk when he was violently assaulted by the World Heavyweight Champion. TMZ does not note that the interpreter did not use the term violently assaulted when relaying the information. The interpreter did translate the rest of the alleged altercation, in which the fan said he was pushed and also shoved in the chest. So, thoughts on CM Punk letting out his true Chicago nature?
Where's the footage? Where's the footages? I want to see the footage of it. I want to see exactly what happened. I mean, I'm sure it is. Somebody got it. If you know, but I mean, once I saw CM Punk's face everywhere, I'm just like, oh God, what happened now? But I thought it was something far removed, like to recent. Apparently, this is what happened during WrestleMania weekend. So this is a couple of weeks later now. Why wasn't this said then? You know, like, or reported right away. I mean, I'm not sure. The first instinct I got from it, though, with all of this situation, with the whole situation and everything, the lack of security and the lack of empathy for these superstars, and the fact that they got to get home and get to their hotels and get to their cabs and get to their places safely. It just comes off to me like y'all are not fans. These ain't fans. These are people like these. Some folks can have an agenda. And you know, they probably wanted to capitalize on the first incident that happened with Punk. And you know what? Make a call like, you know what? I got physically assaulted by Punk too. And I wasn't going to report it, but I'll report it now. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. But
well, so I'll ask this question though. So what is your opinion on folks who will argue that because these people are public figures, they should know the ramification of being a public figure and know how to be able to handle said altercations better? Basically trying to say, you putting yourself in the spotlight, you know the things that come with doing this, and you should be more prepared for what comes your way. Just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe obviously, you know, in personal space and, you know, boundaries and you know, but I also do believe in defending yourself, defending your personal space. But so it's a fine line. But with CM Punk, I think he's someone who's always known for a long time that he's been a public figure. I just think that, I'm not. I just think that maybe, you know, with incidents, there's probably incidents that we don't even know about that haven't even been spoken of. Because, you know, you hear a lot about the fans coming out and reporting this, but you don't hear about the superstars really reporting it first. But like I said, it's a fine, weird line. But a lot of celebrities and public figures usually are firstly aware that this is what comes with the gig. But there's also a lot of individuals out there that just do not understand personal space, no matter what. They just have to have that picture. They just have to get that moment, to the point where they're crowding them around their taxis and all this stuff. And it's just, it makes that, I understand like crowding around and stuff like that would make me uncomfortable. It would get anybody, it would give me, someone like me, anxiety, like just claustrophobia, like claustrophobic spaces, and just like, let me breathe. And maybe if it wasn't as overwhelming, maybe the superstars wouldn't react with the anxiousness, but more with certainty. Like I said, it's a fine line, and it depends on the individual. It depends on also the superstar, because superstars handle things differently. But the Chicago and CM Punk seems to be getting pushed more and more these days. But also, you got to be careful with how you react, because it could backfire on you, Punk. You are the champ. You were the champ. You are holding the title. You are one of the people carrying this company right now, and you are the one putting asses in seats. You don't want anything to tarnish that. So, but it's a fine line. It's really rough. It's really tough to say.
I still stand by punch people in the face. That's just me. I don't care what you sign up for. I don't care what you do. You don't sign up to be harassed. So
no,
I don't care what it is, what public spotlight you're in. At the end of the day, like even if you are a public figure, you have a right to your private time to where you're doing something. Like, you don't work at McDonald's, get off, and then have someone walk up to you, be like, "Hey man, can you make me a number 3 with no pickles?" Like, bro, I'm off of work. But you work there. Like, yeah, but you work there. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're a McDonald's employee, and I'm asking you for something.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a bad analogy, but it ain't the best analogy. But again, people have a right to feel safe, have a right to feel protected, no matter where they are, no matter what their status is, and no matter what their occupation is. So for anybody to say like, "Oh, he should be ready for that," again, we don't know the full outcome of what happened. Even the same thing with the first altercation. We didn't see all of that on footage, so we don't know what was said. And then if you're telling me this dude reported this and he's speaking in Spanish, does Punk speak Spanish? So you have some random person coming up to you, getting real close to you, speaking in another language. Sometimes that does get you a little bit shaky because you don't know what's being said. There's a translation barrier there. So your defenses start to raise up, especially with you being a public figure. Yes. So again, I'm one of those people, like if I'm not telling nobody to just straight up haul off and go off on somebody because a fan came up. But if you've stated your case and stated your ground of like, hey, I appreciate you being a fan. Just I'm not at this time. I'm not taking pictures with anything like that. I'm trying to get to my destination where I need to go. But I do appreciate you being a fan, and I appreciate you watching the product. If that has been said, and you try to go beyond that, and still decide, hey, I'm not gonna listen to what you didn't say. I still want what I want. Punch him in the face. Punch him in the face.
The same.
You've already gave a warning.
Case in point, the dude that put his phone in Bailey's face. She said no. And then he put the phone back. What did you think was going to happen?
And that's also a simple thing right there. No. If you hear no, no means no.
No, stop.
Even for a public figure. If you feel offended by it and you like, oh, I'm not going to watch this because this is a bad interaction. Like, I'm sorry. You caught this person at a time where that person does not want to be on for you. They're not obligated to be on and in character 24/7. Nope. Okay. And if you feel that that's the way it needs to be, then maybe you should not be around them. Nope. Because that's not how the world works. But moving on to other news, we for those like my tag team partner who just cannot get enough and is just having the blues right now of not seeing Bianca Belair in the ring, you get a chance to see her. Okay, you get a chance to see her for the next 9 months because her and Montez Ford released their first episode of the pregnancy vlog. They have decided that they are taking y'all along on the journey of Bianca Belair's first pregnancy. Even in there, she opens up about her decision to pursue pregnancy, what that it's like for her and Montez Ford being able to bring a kid in the world, and then also too blending the family together. You know, Bianca Belair is a stepmom, and now being able to bring one that comes from her into that fold, but you get to be a part of all of this as they will be continuing to release a vlog, I believe, each week. When it comes to what's going on with the pregnancy. So again, if you're a huge Bianca Belair fan and you are just having that Bianca Belair Jones and need to see the EST, go out her pregnancy vlog, which is also really great. It is very funny. It's very down to earth. But believe me, it's not boring. Like I've seen some things where vlogs are kind of like, I feel like it's written, or it's just like, what are we doing? Like, you really get into it when you're seeing stuff, man. And of course, Montez and Bianca are always great when you see them. So be sure to check them out.
Yeah, man.
Check out. You can't check this out now, but you will get to check this out July 24th, 2026, as a video was released on Dexter Lumis's social media as he goes for a transformation with, of course, reuniting with his post WWE talent wife, Indy Hartwell, which again is always something. Just anytime you see them, it's just spectacular to see. In the video, she cuts the locks that are on his head, and it seems like we're getting a new edition of Dexter Lumis. And of course, with him being released from the WWE by contract, there is a 90-day hold on other superstars before they can go compete somewhere else, which is called a 90-day no-compete clause. So once that compete clause is up, which is in July, he will already be in action July 24th. Now, there has not been any word as to where this is going to be, where this is going to happen, or who this is going to be with. But we do know as soon as the 90 days are up, Dexter Lumis is back in the ring. Honey, if you had to decide what promotion would he go to, and who would you like to see his first opponent be?
Ooh, that's very good. I mean, right away once I saw Indy, I'm like, we going to TNA? We going to I mean, but I would love to see TNA on Dexter. Especially with this whole revampage that we're doing with him. Love Index. I'm always here for Index. So Index moment always makes me smile. So it was good to see that that social media video surprise. However, as far as who I'd want to see him face, I want to see him face like an Ali, maybe Mike, some righteous folk, or maybe even join the righteous. I don't know, something like that, something cool. I feel like he would fit in those spots. I feel like even pushing him into a singles picture into, building him up as a champion. I think even that would be cool. It's something different for him. It's something, we get to see more work for him, more character work, development, more in-ring work, because we know he has the ability. We've seen what he's done in NXT, and we've seen a little bit of what he had done when he was in the main roster with the Wyatt Six and everything. But yeah, man, I'm here for this. And I think TNA would be a cool fit for someone like Dexter. And bring back the paintings, bring back the drawings.
Give me MLW against Karrion Kross.
No fucking notes. No notes. You got that one off. You got that one off. No notes.
Give me that. Give me that Sinister Loomis against him. That's going. I feel like that'll establish him as a solo character.
That's gonna
get him to go. Yeah.
Ooh, that was
Speaking of the Righteous, though, the Righteous was in action this week on Thursday Night Impact, and someone else made a return to confront the Righteous, as we have gotten the broken one back, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy returned this week onto Impact, and you can hear that's going to be the Righteous's career when this is all done. That's the lead right there.
Wonderful.
The broken Matt Hardy is back, along with Jeff Hardy teaming, and I just look forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen. For those that don't know of the Broken Era, I would suggest that you go check it out on YouTube. You can either watch it where it's in its full extent of each of the matches that they've had, or if you just want to know the story of it, there are plenty of people who are breaking down the story of the Broken Era, but it is quite a feat that you need to see, especially if you only got to witness him in WWE. That was Broken Matt Light. That wasn't even a fraction of what the Broken Era was. So I would tell you to go to YouTube to make sure that you check that out.
TNA was peak Broken Hardys, man. They're like the way they, did the Hardy compound. They did everything on their own. They made shit cinematic. They had the segments, creating Brother Nero, and King Maxwell. Like it was just so good. So make sure y'all do go check that out. And that mixed with some Righteous, chef's kiss. I'm here for that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And even in some more WWE news, we also have a couple of injury reports that we do need to talk about. First, an updated report, which would be on Nikki Bella. So people are wondering when Nikki Bella will return and be back in action. For those that do not know, she suffered an ankle injury during a taping going up against Liv in the Judgment Day. But unfortunately, she was not able to compete at WrestleMania 42 because she was not cleared. And it seems to be that she will be out for at least the next 6 to 8 weeks due to this injury. But she is looking in very great shape in recovery, and then also is looking very hopeful into the future, not just about being in a tag team with her sister, but she's also looking to be eyeing the champ, Liv Morgan, as well when she gets back. So it looks like Nikki Bella has the Women's World Heavyweight title in her eyes. It looks like she wants to run as the champ one more time. Or several times, depending on how long we have Nikki Bella here in the WWE. Mm-hmm. Now, also on the injury list, and someone we have been talking about recently as exactly what was going on, is Stephanie Vaquer. We were wondering why Stephanie Vaquer was being attacked so much, especially after losing the Women's World title. what could have possibly been going on. And the reason why it was because to play off a injury that she has, so she'll be written off of television programming while she recovers. What folks thought was just a ankle injury, it seems to be and thought was just not just an ankle injury, but a high sprained ankle injury. Seems to not be the case, as she has suffered a AC joint sprain, and due to that, that can take quite some time to be able to heal. And it looks like we are not going to see La Primera for at least the next 3 to 4 months, as she will be in recovery with this AC joint sprain. So hopefully we will see something happen for her. At least maybe could circle back at SummerSlam in August. While
Maybe
others,
I think maybe after, depending on how fast her recovery is and how well, right?
Because the thing is too, it can also either go from 3 months, but depending on how it is and what the condition is, she could be back in 6 weeks. True. So yeah, so it could be we do see her at SummerSlam, but for right now, at least for the next month, maybe month and a half, we will not be dawned with the fire that is La Primera.
Stay up, La Primera.
Yeah,
we're here. Yes, we're still gonna be here waiting for you when you're back.
And speaking of staying up, we're going to switch away from WWE news. Please send your prayers and warm positive expressions to Nia Brooks, aka Rebel, as she has been diagnosed with terminal ALS. For those that don't know, ALS is a very serious condition to have, and just beyond the Ice Bucket Challenge that was very trending at least 5 to 8 years ago. But she was diagnosed with ALS. So please continue to keep her in her prayers for a peaceful journey and a peaceful passing. The 47-year-old person added, and letting us know that she loved everyone here. So she has responded with the announcement of this coming out. So if you don't know who Rebel is, I would tell you to go check out Rebel. She did some amazing stuff at Impact, some other stuff at indie promotions as well. I'm not too familiar with her, but I remember her face in a couple of segments and stuff like that from back during the Impact days. So, but thoughts and prayers are going out to her, especially during this difficult time. And we are just really hoping for the best for you in this final part of the journey. And then we're going to switch over to a little bit of AEW news. It seems that we found out folks that we think are jumping aren't jumping and sticking around and doing more. First, it was Chris Jericho, and now Chris Jericho is not only back in AEW, comes to find out he's jumping into television as well, as Chris Jericho was seen on the set of the next season of Dexter Resurrection.
That's right.
Jericho has joined the cast for Dexter. We're not sure if it is a recurring role or if Dexter is going to do what he does best and out the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Oh man.
So you have to just check that out. Season 2 is currently being filmed at this time, and it is looking to see either a late 2026 release and if not, it's looking in possibly a early 2027 release for the second season. But it has been already ordered, and it looks like if things go right, Season 3 will also be approved, as originally Dexter Resurrection was not supposed to come back, but the fans wanted it, and now it continues to happen. And then our final story, still sticking in AEW news, we got a little bit of more confirmation when it came to wrestler Anna Jay. Anna Jay, there were going around stating that Anna Jay's contract was up and that she would be jumping to the main show of WWE. But Anna Jay got on her stream last night to set the record straight with everybody, as she has a title match this Saturday on Collision against Willow Nightingale for the TBS championship. But she let everybody know that she wanted to address some of the stuff that was going on. It's not a big deal, but there's stuff going on online that you guys haven't been seeing, and a lot of it is just not true. So she is still currently with AEW, but her contract is coming to an end. It's not up yet, but it is coming to an end pretty soon. And so she is seeing exactly what her options are going to be, weighing exactly what she is going to do next. But again, there's no answer exactly to what is going to happen next for the AEW star. And then, of course, Anna Jay had her now boyfriend, fellow AEW star Jack Perry there, who also had some choice words for Fightful and Sean Ross to make it clear that the report was baseless. And this is not the first superstar that has been giving the FU rounds to Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp in the last month or so. So I would tell
last
them,
week or two.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would tell Fightful to proceed with caution and make sure you get your facts straight rather than just trying to report something so you get it out first before everybody else. And give people the respect to be able to announce it themselves. I know sometimes that isn't the case just because it is a media outlet. So it's like, yo, you don't have to do that. But again, read the room, Sean. Read the room, Fightful, in some of these cases. And again, get your story facts straight before you just throw something out, especially with you being a credible source in the wrestling community like you are, because we'd hate to have to treat you like David Meltzer.
Yeah, and I also want to add, gently as possible, have some empathy and give people some freaking grace. Like it just seemed like you don't give people time to process their own news. So, I mean, I understand you have a job to do. I understand if you got to feed your family, but give people grace and empathy. That's all I got to say.
Yes, indeed, man. Well, we're going to show some empathy and grace to Honey and let her get ready for the Friday Night SmackDown watch along, because it is 3 hours and there is no reason for her to be jumping off of this thing with only 15 minutes left to go get ready for 3 hours. So we're going to give her some time to go get ready, but we wanted to make sure that we hit y'all with WWT Live Friday so you could go into the weekend either watching Collision or just enjoying yourself as we get ready for Backlash next week. So on behalf of the WWT crew, myself, Honey, the greatest tag team on the internet, we appreciate each and every single one of y'all for watching, and we will catch y'all on Monday, where we will talk about all the wrestling news that happened this upcoming weekend and what to look forward to in the week to come. Peace.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.